Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to Buddha Dhamma Sangha, homage to Bora Bhante, Guru Bhante, Bhikshu Sangh. My metta to all the upasak, all the Sangh monks and upasakas, upasikas. I hope those at the back can hear. Yes. Is it clear? With the rain, a lot of rain. So how did you meditate when there was a lot of sound of the rain? How did you? Did you meditate on the sound meditation? Yeah, so sometime you can meditate on the sound if there are a lot of sound, right? Of course, this sound looks much more pleasant because of the rain, but sometimes there can be a lot of very unpleasant sound, some sound which you may not like. Like for example, while on the traffic, on the road, a lot of horn happening, right? So it's irritating, irritating sound at that time. So very unpleasant. So there too you have to meditate. How do you meditate there? So the meditation, the very idea of meditation is to cultivate, develop your mind. And what does that mean? To bring your mind above the likes and dislikes, right? So we have this strong tendency to liking and disliking. Something pleasant we like, something unpleasant we don't like, right? It is innately embedded deep down into our heart. It's very strongly there. So even when you meditate, you will come across all these likes and dislikes, feeling in the form of feeling, in the form of thoughts, emotions, right? In the form of ideas, imaginations. So that eventually give rise to the strong likes and dislikes. And your attempt should be to not get caught in this liking and disliking that you come across as you sit in meditation. Similarly, outside, right, in your day-to-day life, as I gave the example of traffic or rain or something, right? So always things will not be going so much according to your choices, preferences, right? It doesn't happen. So that's something to meditate upon, right? That's how meditation, as Buddha call it, bhavana. The word for meditation according to Buddha is bhavana. So bhavana is development or cultivation or training, of the mind. So that's what it is, right? So even though you might not experience joy, or sort of peace, but you can obviously work with your own tendencies of the mind, the inclinations of the mind. So that's something you can obviously do, as you sit in the meditation, the formal meditation, and also the informal, as you are in your reality, in your own world, day-to-day world, So that's a small words for the sound, because sound always is seen as a form of disturbances for meditation, and of course it is, for us to experience some deeper meditation. A soundless environment is of course conducive, it is helpful, but you might experience some sound environment every now and then. So that's, even in that situation, you can still practice this meditation. Okay, so now today Dhamma talk is from Dhammapada number 7. So as we have been doing Dhammapada for quite long time now, quite many weeks, and it is very interesting because there are a lot of stories, the real stories that happen, and how we can bring Dhamma, spirituality in the life, in our day-to-day life, as I was already telling today. So this is the story of you can say Devadatta, at the same time Sariputta Bhante. A lot of different things involved in this story, and it also has a direct message for the householder as well as for the monastic, for the monks. It is for both of us who are sitting here, who are sitting, the hair and the hairless, both have a message here today. So the story goes like this. So at one point, the two chief disciples of the Buddha, Sariputta Bhante and Moggallana Bhante, the right side Sariputta Bhante, left side Moggallana Bhante, the two statues you see beside Buddha, you will see in many temples, Buddhist temples, viharas, the Sariputta Bhante, Moggallana Bhante, they were the chief disciples of the Buddha, and they are called Dhamma Senapati, that is the general of Dhamma. So they were very much responsible to help Buddha, to establish his Sangha and dispensation in the Buddha's time. So they often used to travel, except for this 3-month rainy season where monks don't travel. So they would travel every now and then to different parts of India to spread the Dhamma, and to also give people opportunity to earn punya, to make merit. So they would do this charika, it is called charika, travel for Dhamma. So both of them had nearly 500 disciples under them, whom they were teaching and training. So they both, with their disciples, started the charika, the travel, after getting permission from the Buddha. At that time, the Buddha was staying in Jetavana. Obviously, the most important center was Jetavana for the Buddha. Buddha spent 19 rainy season in that monastery out of his 45 years of his teaching. He spent 19 years in that Jetavana monastery. And other time Buddha also used to travel and go to different places. Last Sunday we heard the story of Parilayaka, where Buddha spent 3 months in the Parilayaka forest, where the elephant and the monkey took care of Buddha for 3 months, giving bananas and other fruits and giving protection. Of course, he was going for food in the nearby village, but they were taking care of him. So one rain season he spent there. And there was another monastery, Pubbarama, which was donated by Lady Vishaka. She donated, and there Buddha spent 5 vasa there. So they took the leave, and then they went by foot. They used to travel by foot, and they would just just spend the night wherever is possible, maybe sometime in the nearby some village or in some cave. So they can just stay anywhere. If there are some monasteries, fine, or else they will just spend in some open ground. So yeah, so that is also one of the beautiful thing of India as a country, because on Friday one of our monk asked, why the Buddha only born in India? All the Buddhas in the past, all the Buddhas in the future, going to be born only in India, right? So I told them that this country is the geography of this country is such that you can survive even with the minimal things, right? It's not like Europe, where you have to survive in the cold snow, right? So Buddha cannot be born there, and so it's not very ideal, unlike India. So that's why it's a lot of monks can easily survive, because monks are generally very minimalist in their lifestyle. So they also travel for many other reasons, for spiritual reason. So this country gives that opportunity, and that's why you have this culture of Dhamma very much rooted in India, right? Buddha, so those monks, these two groups of Sariputta Vande Moggallana Bhante, they were traveling, and finally they reached Rajagaha city, which was the capital of Magadha. The Shravasti, where the Buddha was staying, was the capital of Kosala. So the Kosala and Magadha, they were the biggest kingdom in the time of Buddha in India, northern India. So in Rajagaha there was a monastery called Veluvana Monastery, Bamboo Grove Monastery. So bamboo park, which was offered by King Bimbisara. That was the first monastery offered to Buddha by King Bimbisara. So they arrived in Rajagaha, and people used to invite monks to their home, so in 2, 3, or 5 or more, according to their wish, their capacity. They would take them because they are the guest monk, so they would feed them and they would take care of them. So while Venerable Sariputta was in Rajagaha, he gave many teaching, and one of the teaching he gave was the 4 types of donor, giving, donors, givers. So he said, the first one gives alms, one gives alms himself, but does not encourage others. Soon such a one, wherever reborn, gains wealth but not following companion. Following, basically, you can say. So the first one is, there is an individual who gives gift, offering, dana, dan to others, but they don't encourage others. They don't tell others also to give. They don't encourage others. So what happens whenever in this life or the next life or wherever the karma ripens, so you will have a lot of wealth, but you won't have following. You won't have people who follow you, who are around you, who are with you. So number 2, one does not give himself but encourages others. Such a one gains following but not wealth. So the second one is somebody who himself doesn't give but tells others to give. You must give, it is good to give, right? So for that, the result of that will be, you will get a lot of following, people follow you, but you won't gain much wealth, right? You won't gain a lot of money, a lot of wealth. And third one neither gives nor encourages others. Such a one, wherever reborn, does not obtain even gruel to fill his belly. He is destitute and without support. So somebody, he neither himself gives nor tells others to give. So such a one will not have wealth and will be born, will be experiencing poverty and nothing. Right? So the fourth one both gives himself and encourages others. Such a one, wherever reborn, obtains both wealth and following in hundreds, thousands, or tens of thousands of lives. So the fourth one, somebody he himself gives and also encourages others to give. So you will have a lot of wealth and you will have a lot of people following you. So this is the teaching, and this is very important teaching because especially for lay people and also for monks, right? So the monks are supposed to give the gift of Dhamma and the gift of teaching, Dharma teaching. So that's also the gift, and Buddha said that is the highest teaching. And for the lay people, for the householder, they can give a gift, a material gift, food, clothes, place and medicines to the monks and to others as well, not just monk, but to others as well, even your relatives, friends, or some poor people or animals, you can give. So within your own capacity, you can practice giving, which is very important because it broadens your mind, it gives a lot of punya, it creates a good fortune for yourself, blessing for yourself in the future. So dana is very important, and always Buddha starts with the teaching on dana, right? So dan is something very, very important, right? So because right now we have, but we may not have in future, right? We don't know. So we shouldn't just think about now, but we should also think about future. So, but that doesn't mean that you have to give everything that you have and you yourself become poor. that is not the teaching behind. But within your own, whatever you have, you give, and also giving with a very good mind, right? With the mind, with the understanding that giving is good and it is fruitful, and with the happy mind. And as I said, you can give to anybody whom you think you should give at the right time, at the right place, and with the right heart, with the right intention. So it's not just something like a ritual, but it's actually a practice. It's actually a kind of training for us, because we as human, we tend to accumulate. We tend to accumulate, and we don't we can somehow become kind of attached, right? So therefore Buddha said some portion you have to give, right? You should give. That will release your heart, that will give you again, as I said, within your own capacity, right? So as simple as just maybe one morsel of food, so it doesn't matter. It's your intention, your heart, so it's like a training for your mind, right? So it's not about how much, right? But within your own capacity, within your own this thing, so you give in comparison, or in compared to your own wealth. So then one upasaka, one person who heard this dharma, he liked it, he was wise, and he thought it is such a good teaching. He really liked it. He was very much, obviously, Sariputta Bhante might have, would have expounded in detail, on what this is, and he would have understood, right? So he understood, and he was very much encouraged, inspired to give. right? So he liked it very much. So he said, Bhante, I want to invite monks at my house, at my place tomorrow. So he said, how much? He said, how many monks are there in your place here? He said, nearly 1,000. So I invite them all. So he said, okay, fine. So he went to the city and he told everyone, tomorrow I have invited 1,000 monks. So all of you can also participate. Tell me how many monks you want to sponsor, you want to give dana. So some say 1, some say 5, 10, like that. So he got, everybody, together. So it becomes more like a community dana. So he did that, right? So then there was one person among them so he asked everybody to bring whatever things in one place so that they can all cook together and do the dana. So there was one wealthy person. He gave a robe, a cloth, basically a fabric, a cloth, white cloth, which was very costly, nearly 100,000 worth. So maybe 100,000 gold coin, maybe, or something like that. Very precious, basically. So he said that if you guys have less sort of donors, you can sell this cloth, and then with that you can purchase thing, and then you can offer to all the monks, who come tomorrow. So they said, if not, if you have everything together tomorrow, then you can just give the robe to one of the monk whomsoever you want. You can just offer that robe, right? So this is what that wealthy individual he said, and then they said, okay, fine. So there was no deficiency. So everybody came together, and then all the monks came, and then the robe was offered. The food was offered. It was a successful community offering. So it was great. Everybody liked it. And then they thought, to whom should we give, right? To whom should we give this cloth? So some people said, we will give to the Sariputta, the chief disciple of the Buddha. So we can give him, he's a senior monk, an arahant monk, enlightened monk. And then some people said, no, we will give to Devadatta. Now Devadatta is a very interesting character in the life story of Buddha. He was Buddha's cousin. He was actually the brother of Buddha's former wife. When Buddha was a prince, his wife Yashodhara. So Yashodhara's brother. So he was his cousin also, and he was a cousin brother also. So he became a monk under Buddha, along with many other princes of Sakya. The Sakya was a small kingdom. It was under Kosala kingdom, as a vassal of Kosala, a small princely state, kind of a democratic state. So where they would elect the Raja, the king, but a small one. So many of the princes became monk, like Ananda, who later became Buddha's personal attendant, and I think next, I don't remember other name, Anuruddha as well. So many of the prince they became monk under the Buddha, including Devadatta. So Devadatta, he was a good monk in the beginning, and he was really good monk, and he got some good level of spirituality, some good achievement in meditation, including some psychic power, supernormal power, right? So he once he once took the form of a naga, of a serpent, and just appeared before Prince Ajatasattu, who was the son of King Bimbisara, and just appeared before him, and then he took his own form. So the prince was impressed, right? And then he became kind of a devotee of Devadatta. But eventually Devadatta kind of neglected his own spiritual practice. He was more busy in other stuff. So he was not so much dedicated to his own spiritual practice, right? So he later poisoned the mind of Ajatasattu, somehow spoiled his mind, and he asked him to assassinate his father and become a king. And himself, he wanted to kill Buddha, assassinate Buddha, and become a Buddha, right? Imagine, can you become a Buddha by killing a Buddha, which is something very weird and very strange, right? So, which is what he did, because he was, from the childhood, he was a bit jealous of Buddha, right? Because there was the incident when they were very young as a prince. So Devadatta shot a swan, right? A bird, a swan. So it just fell down on the ground, and Buddha, his name at that time, he was Siddhartha, Prince Siddhartha. So he took the swan and put some herbal, some juice from the some plants, small plants he knew, because he learned all of that in his school. So he put that thing, ointment kind of thing, and then the bird was alive. So Devadatta came and he said, "Give me my bird." He said, "I don't give, it's my bird." But he said, "I shot it." He said, "But I saved it," right? So no, I shot it, I should get it. He said, "No, I saved it, I should. He said, then they both had to go to the court, right? So they went to the court, and then Prince Siddhartha, he gave the argument that if the bird would have killed, then it belonged to Devadatta. But since it didn't, it was not killed, it was saved, so it belongs to me. I was the one who saved. So the one who kills, they don't belong. The one who saved, it belongs to them, right? That was the message Prince Siddhartha, as a very young boy, I think he was around 8-year-old, right? So that was the message he gave. And then all the people in the court, they gave the judgment in favor of Siddhartha. So Devadatta was really pissed up, of course, with that, and he was very much. And I think from that time onward, he had a grudge toward the Prince Siddhartha, but he would have forgotten somewhere, but it was there, maybe something like these days we call it childhood trauma, right? Something like that. It was, I think, sitting down in his heart, right? So I think that sort of came up, because when Buddha became a Buddha, he obviously got a lot of followers, lot of name, fame, all of that, monasteries, everything. So he somehow looked at that part of Buddha, right? He didn't see the Buddha's actual, real, higher goal, mission, which is to liberate one's heart, which is to become enlightened. So that's something he did not focus, right? He became too much busy with say external byproduct of spirituality, right? Which Buddha obviously, as I said, he used to keep traveling, and he was not much In fact, he was somewhat trying to be always away from all of this. Lot of people, lot of this. He was not much interested. So he used to travel, and he used to be in kind of isolation, retreat most of the time, Buddha. So, but Devadatta was a bit occupied with the external sort of, thing, the materialistic part of spiritual benefit. So he was very much into that, and then coupled with his grudge, the childhood grudge toward the Buddha. So both of that sort of came together, right? What we call the rak and dvesh, right? The disliking part of Buddha from the childhood, and also his own misdirected mind toward the external materialistic mindset, right? So these two sort of made him very horrible, and made him to take up all kinds of wrong steps into his life, and he even attempted several times to kill the Buddha by deploying people in the beginning, and also by sending an elephant, Nalagiri, by intoxicating the elephant, and finally by himself, when the Buddha was walking down a hill, he just pushed a big boulder. But he couldn't. He was not successful, right? So that was the story, of the Buddha. Devadatta. So, but at that time, by that point, Devadatta might be not so much spoiled by that point, maybe 30-40% spoiled, So, and of course, he was a monk. He was a monk under Buddha, but he had a large, as I mentioned, he had a good rapport with King Ajatasattu, to whom he spoiled. He spoiled King Ajatasattu and himself, and both Guru Shishya, spoiled Guru Shishya. Of course, Ajatasattu, of course, attempted to kill his father, and he, in fact, he killed his father, right? But his father was a Sotapanna, first stage of enlightenment. So both of them was very miserable thing. But Ajatasattu later kind of realized, his own mistake, and he became a good king and supported everyone. But Devadatta was not fully, he was not, improve. He didn't improve. He didn't change. So they said Devadatta is our local monk here in Rajaga city. He's always there for us in the good time, bad time. So let us give to Devadatta, right? So majority said we will give this special cloth to Devadatta. So Devadatta took it, and he kind of dyed it with white cloth, put the colors, stitch it, and he put it on, right? So when he put it on, people sort of commented. He said, it doesn't suit Devadatta. It doesn't suit Devadatta. It would have suited to Sariputta Bhante, not Devadatta, right? So that was the comment people kind of gave. And then eventually one monk who went to meet Buddha, Buddha asked that monk, right, what about the two chief disciples, Aggasavaka, Sariputta, how they are? They said they are all good. And he told all this story of this robe and everything. Then Buddha said that not only in this life, but Devadatta in the past life also put on the cloth which he didn't deserve, right? He didn't deserve that cloth, but he still put it on. So he told the story of past. So in the long time in the past, there was a elephant hunter. So this elephant hunter, and that elephant hunter used to kill the elephant, take the elephant tusk, nails, and the hide, the skin, the flesh, and sell them and make money. So that was the profession of this elephant hunter. So he would always do that. And then in that there was a forest. In that forest there were a lot of these Pacceka Buddhas, right? So Pacceka Buddha, some of you may not be aware. Now our Buddha is this Gautama Buddha is called Samma Sambuddha. Samma Sambuddha is somebody who becomes Buddha by his own spiritual power, which he has been fulfilling since many lives, not many lives, and he's able to become Buddha by his own power, and also able to guide many other millions of beings. But these Pacceka Buddhas, and at a time there will be only one Buddha, right? One Samma Sambuddha. But these Pacceka Buddhas are the Buddhas who would come at a time when there is no Samma Sambuddha, Samma Sambuddha, like this Gautama Buddha, and they will be in many numbers, not just one. It can be almost some 500-600 or even more at a time. They will come, but they also become Buddha by their own power, but they cannot be able to guide other people to become enlightened, to become arahant. They can't spiritually. They can help people to some extent to the level of shila, samadhi, that is in ethics and morality. To do good, to do some basic good thing, and the karma, to purify some karma and to do some punya. But they cannot bring people to higher spiritual goal, right? So there were many Pacceka Buddhas in that forest, and this hunter saw that all these elephants, they used to bow down to these Pacceka Buddhas, right? So they used to just bow down. So he saw that many of these elephants were bowing down to these Pacceka Buddhas, So then he thought, I have a good idea to kill the elephants, right? So what he did is he stole one of the robe of a Pacceka Buddha when the Pacceka Buddha was taking bath. So he just took the cloth and stole it, and then he also put the cloth like a sadhu, and then he just sat in like a meditation, and all the elephants were going one by one, and the last elephant he would just kill, right? So that's how he used to do. He killed the last elephant. So in that elephant forest, our Buddha, this Gautam Buddha, he was born as an elephant, right? And he eventually became the leader of that elephant group. Right, so he saw our group is mysteriously becoming less and less. We don't know where they go, where they just get. So he thought, let me find it out. Let me do something, right? So when the elephants were going in a queue, he would come at the last, and at the end. So then he saw that this elephant hunter was coming to attack him. So he just looked at it, and then he just bring him out, and then just sort of catch hold of him, and he said that the elephant said that since you are wearing a robe of a monk, I cannot kill you. Otherwise, I would have killed you, right? I would have just sort of taught you a lesson. But since he was in that robe, he didn't kill. So then Buddha kind of he gave him a warning not to do this. Otherwise, he would be in trouble, right? So. With that, this story ends, and in that story, that elephant hunter was the present Devadatta, and of course Buddha was the leader of that elephant herd, elephant group. So Buddha says that not only in this life he was not suitable for a robe, but he was not suitable in the past as well. So the Buddha said, the impure one, then Buddha gave this gatha, the impure one who dons the robe unrestrained without truth, he is not worthy of the robe. But one who has abandoned impurities, well established in virtue, endowed with restraint and truth, he is indeed worthy of the robe. Right? So, as somebody put on the robe, somebody becomes a monk. So if they don't have proper conduct, proper ethics, proper practice, then they are no more worthy of a robe, of a chivara. But somebody who has good virtue, who has following they are the worthy one, right? So it is also important for the monks. This one, monks have to really follow the Shila, very important. And as well as for householders to also understand, to also recognize the kind of monk, right? So you have to see whether the monks, they are in a right practice, right? So not every monk, just because of a robe, not necessarily be a practicing monk, just like Devadatta in the past, when he was an elephant hunter. So it's also a thing for you to recognize, In fact, Buddha also in one of the places he tells the monk, right? He tells that you have to inquire the Buddha. You have to inquire the Buddha. Said, how do I do? So Buddha says you have to see the conduct of Buddha. So whatever the Buddha teaches, does he follow? Does the Buddha follow? So that's what Buddha said. So if you see some monk, right, or for teacher, so you have to see they are teaching something, but are they following good? Are they following a good conduct? Are they following Shila? So you have to, by body, speech and mind, especially with the body and speech. So that is something you can look at as a householder, and also as also it is meant. And when you see that there are monks who follow Shila, practice the monastic life, then it is also good for you, for an opportunity for you to do dana, to offer, to support to those kind of monk, because that's a good punya for you. That's a good benefit, spiritual merit for you, for your own self, right? So this is the teaching that we see in this story, So, and also Shila is something good, very important, not just for monk, but for householder as well. The Pancha Shila, the 5 precepts. Those of you may not be aware of this Shila. That is the 5 basic principles that every human being should have. The first one is not to kill anyone. Then second one, not to take what is not given, not to commit sexual misconduct, not to tell lie, and not to engage in intoxication, alcohol and other things. So these are the 5 basic Shila, 5 basic ethics that one has to follow, right? So if you follow that, then it will be good for us. It is we are making best use of our human existence, because we have got this human existence because of some good karma, good conduct of our own self, right? Our own good karma in the past. So we need to develop a good conduct now in the present, this by following the 5 precepts. And Buddha also says that it's a big gift, right? You it's a big gift from your side to the whole world. Right? If you follow these 5 precepts, every morning you take upon yourself these 5 precepts, so you are giving a big gift to the world, right? Because if you say, I don't kill anyone, because of you, thousands and millions of people are safe, right? If you say, I will kill, if you believe in killing, then you are going to kill many people in large number. It can happen in large number, and if you are in a powerful position, then you can kill millions, right? That's what we see in today's time, the wars which are happening. And somewhere we may say the leaders are responsible, but the leaders are also doing because the public are in some way supporting that, right? So the public, the people, general people, when they believe that killing other race, other country, in the name of race and country, nationality, religion, right? So if caste, language, or whatever, if you believe in killing, then you are somehow part of that, right? You are giving rise to that. So, but if you say, at least individually, if you don't do that, and also you tell others also not to do that, then in your own capacity, in your own way, you are contributing to the peace in the world, to the safety in the world. Safety because of not killing, not getting killed. So also stealing, sexual misconduct, telling lie, and alcohol. Because when you are addicted to alcohol, then your mind doesn't function well. You say something, you do something which is somewhat very crazy, right? Your mind eventually starts behaving in a very strange way. It kind of, you are out of your own control. Alcohol eventually leads to that, right? So you may be aware, and in my own experience, I know many people who have gone through that problem. So also all the 5 precepts. So these are the basic 5 precepts, and also this is like the boundary, right? It's like a boundary. So for example, killing, right? So how does it start? It first starts maybe in the form of a bit of irritation, a little bit, right? A little bit of disliking, then irritation, then it may become anger, then it will become hatred, right? Hatred, then it becomes like a, so it starts in little way, and then it becomes big. But you just voluntarily undertake, you take upon yourself that I may get irritated, I may get angry, I may get hateful, but I will not go, I may even sometimes harm people, but I will not go to the extent of actually taking somebody's life. At least that is something I won't do. I know my mind is not so strong. I do get angry. I do hit somebody sometime. I shout at somebody. I use some bad languages or harsh languages. But I may even hit somebody, unintentionally or whatever. But I will not go to the extent of killing somebody. That is the kind of a boundary that you put upon yourself. So also stealing, I do get sort of, infatuated with, or say, like something, but I will not go to the extent of taking, or taking somebody's thing, right? I do get attracted to things, but I will not steal. So also sexual misconduct. I do get sexually attracted to somebody, but I will not go to the extent of actually having sexual relationship with somebody, right? So also lie, right? I do feel like lying, cheating somebody, telling lie, but I won't do that. I feel like doing, but I won't do that. So also, alcohol. It's like you kind of like that part. Where you feel high. In alcohol you feel high. But I would not sort of go to that to that extent, right? So this is the five basic Shila, and which is very important, and it is something you can follow. It's not so difficult to follow these five, at least the five thing, as a principle of your life, as an ethics of your life, because this is something which will help you now, help you in the future, and it is very powerful, So it gives you happiness, it gives you joy, it gives you security, and all of other thing. So therefore, the Shila is something very important for all of us, including monks, and of course the monks, they have more Shila than common people. There are more Shilas, so which the monks have to follow, right? So this is the teaching today. That is one, the importance of dana, as Buddha mentioned, very important. So if you do dana, it will really help you now. Now it will help you to feel joyful, happy, and then it also later it gives you wealth, it gives you prosperity. So something very important, and also to encourage others, as Buddha said. So not only you yourself do dana, but you also encourage other to do dana. So that's something importance of dana shila. That's what we can see, and including bhavana, meditation, because Devadatta also eventually neglected meditation part. So because of which his spiritual practice got stuck somewhere, right? So therefore we also have to do meditation as well, because we may follow Shila, we may do dana, but if we don't do meditation, then we will stuck in our spiritual practice, we will not move ahead. So even as a householder also, you can, in your own time, you can find time for your own meditation, or you can go for retreat, some 10 days retreat like that once in a year. Of course, we'll be starting here soon as well. So that kind of thing where you give a lot of time for your meditation on a daily basis, but also occasionally for 5 days, 7 days, 10 days retreat, or once in a year, or twice in a year, like that. Because meditation also helps you to calm down your own mind, to purify your own mind, to calm down your own mind. So it really helps you, right? So dana, shila, bhavana, something which we can see in this practice. And also shila, you see Devadatta, because in that past life also he was killing elephant. So in this life he also killed the swan when he was child, and he tried to kill. Of course he helped kill the King Bimbisara through King Ajatasattu. He tried to kill Buddha, and it is said after his death he was born in a very lower world, right? But because of some of the good thing he did as a monk, far in the future he will become enlightened. That's what Buddha predicted, So despite all his mischievous, but he also did something good as a monk. He did good practice, as I told in the beginning, that he led a good life. He got a lot of spiritual power, psychic power also. So because of which, in the future, he will become a enlightened monk, enlightened person. But right now he is somewhere in the very lower world. So therefore we can see that Shila in this sutra is very, very important, right? So with these words I conclude. I encourage everyone to follow dana, shila, bhavana, and grow in Dhamma. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.